Hi everyone and welcome, my name is Dora and this is my finale to Pan Those Eyeshadows and Expand Those Pans. For this year, of course, it's gonna come back. But yeah, I needed to wrap this up as well as some other eyeshadow projects so that I can focus only on my Pan That palette for the remainder of this year. And some Duty Pan Battleship shades that I'm doing over on Instagram. Anyway, I've had 7 shadows in here, so I've decided to combine Expand Those Pans with Pan Those Eyeshadows after watching Steph's and Anna's updates. They had done that as well. They jumped on with Expand Those Pans. That's a project I created about a year ago, an eyeshadow project, where, as the name suggests, you're trying to expand the pan on an existing eyeshadow pan that you might have hit a long time ago and that you have since not touched at all. You're free to do that in whichever way you want. You might even want to put a shadow in to actually finish it up completely, or maybe you just want to do side pan or something fun like that, or maybe just a usage goal, 5 to 10 uses, whatever works for you, just have fun with it. So like I said, 7 shadows in total, 3 from Expand Those Pans and 4 from Pan Those Eyeshadows. The creator of Pan Those Eyeshadows is of course Alexy, who's also linked down below. There's also a link to Emily of Emily and Max down there. She had a project a while ago called Clean Those Pans, and I think I must have subliminally been inspired by that when I created Expand Those Pans, so she's linked down below as well. And of course a bunch of other amazing creators who are doing their own version of Expand Those Pans as well. Let's kick off with the 3 Expand Those Pans shadows, because I do have some exciting pan expansions to share with you today, and I always find that a bit so satisfying. So the first shadow I want to talk about comes from my Revolution Pro Rockstar Nude Edition palette, and it's called So Real, and here's what it looked like last time when I wrote it in for 5 uses. I had hit pan in this shadow in a project last summer. There was the tiniest pan visible in that shadow. Such a beautiful purple, mauvey, silvery type of shimmer shadow. And of course I had not touched it after hitting pan, but I managed to change that. So here is what So Real is looking like after those 5 uses. A little bit of a pan expansion, not huge, but super satisfying though, because it was so hard to show this to you on camera in my last update, and at least it's like a proper nice and visible pan here now. I'm actually wearing all 7 shades today, so this one, So Real, is the shadow that I've got all over my lids today. So here's that swatch for you. Really pretty shadow. I have been loving this shadow all over my lids, and that's the exact same way I've been wearing it. I mean, obviously combined with other ones, but always all over the lid. So beautiful. So whilst this palette is rolling out of this project, or I'm finishing this project for the year entirely, I'm still going to be reaching for this palette because I still have another shadow in here, and it's this one here called Simplicity that I'm trying to hit pan on before the 31st of December in Duty Pan Battleship. So I'm going to continue to play with this one. And I should also mention, this is a Pan That palette contender for 2025. I still haven't completely made up my mind, but it's a close contender. Next is a shadow called Candyland from my Revolution Forever Flawless Chilled palette. And it also had the tiniest pan in there showing in that green shimmery shadow. I have to admit, I didn't make my 5 use goal, but the pan expansion is amazing. Look at this, please. Wow. So this is after 3 uses, a very crumbly shadow. I used it twice all over the lid, and then the 3rd time today it's on my lower lash line. I don't know if you can even see that, but yeah, beautiful. Yeah, it's got a bit of a hard pan type of thing. I was thinking about whether to use it on nail polish as well, but I don't think it would have worked. I think I would have been quite frustrated with it. But yeah, picking it up with a brush, it's definitely quite crumbly, and you know, that's really nice for Expand Those Pans actually. So I don't feel too bad that, you know, I still have 2 more uses to go technically, but I'm very pleased with this satisfying looking pan here. And then the 3rd shadow is a shadow by Kiko Milano, a single eyeshadow that I brought in here, I think at the first update. And I've managed to use that 15 times since my last update for a total of 56 uses within this project. Those 15 uses in the past month have exclusively been as a blush topper, and this is how I'm wearing it today as well. I've loved it for that. I don't think there's gonna be much of a pan expansion going on. This packaging isn't fantastic either. I think as soon as January hits, I'm going to try and pry out this metal pan. It's very firmly glued into this plastic here, but I've watched a couple of videos of, you know, how you can get it out, and hopefully I'll be able to get that out because it is iron, it is magnetic. Still, I'm really pleased with an extra 15 uses, and I think surpassing that 50 use mark, 56 is where I'm at, I think that's pretty good. I'm going to continue working on this Kiko shadow because it's in my 24 items I'd like to finish in 2024. I think I'm going to continue with the blush topper. I've been loving it this way, and it's not taking away from anything else. However, I can roll out or put back into my drawer the Revolution Chilled palette. Super happy about that. I did hit another pan in here this year, and this was in the shade Sativa, also in Nude Pan My Battleship. So yeah, happy. Happy with the progress I've been able to make on this palette this year. Let's look at the 4 shadows from my Pan Those Eyeshadows selection, and with all of them I randomized the palette but then hand selected the shadow. I'm gonna kick off with a nice one. This has been in here for the longest. At my last update I was at 14 uses with this shadow, number 3 from the Revolution Pro So Jaded Quartet. So it's that beautiful pressed glitter topper type of shade, and I've managed to use that 10 more times since my last update. I'm now at a total of 24 uses, and I have pan, and you can't see it. Oh, but it's there, and I'm sure the close-ups will help for this. I hit pan in this 2 nights ago when I did a mani, so I used this as a nail polish topper. I think it's really pretty, but it has definitely started to chip a little bit already, but you know what, I don't mind. I've got a pan in here. I'm so happy. I'm extra excited about this pan because it's in a palette that didn't have pan before, and I'm now down to 11 palettes without pan from 12. So yay. And here is this shadow. So yeah, always used it as a topper, twice as a nail polish topper, but never applied this with a brush. I think I could have had pan a lot quicker, but I didn't feel like doing that. So a rollout, and since I don't have to hit any more pans in this, this is gonna go back into my little drawer. Then I rolled in a matte shadow by Natasha and Denona from the Ayana palette, which the lovely Ruth gifted me. And at my last update, I was at 9 uses with this shadow, and I've now used it a further 11 times. I'm at a total of 20 uses. Maybe you can see that there's a bit of disturbance in the pan, but there's not even a dip. I have been wearing the shadow only in my crease. I always blend out whatever I've got going on my lid and my outer corner into the crease anyway. And then this is like a nice little crease topper that I put on, and it just mutes everything, cools it down a little bit if I'm going too warm with a look. I've really been enjoying it. So yeah, 20 uses in total, not even a dip inside. But it's another palette with pan, and I don't have to work on any more shadows in here, so this is going back in that little drawer of quints and quartets as well. Happy about that. With every shadow and palette rolling out, it feels like some weight is being lifted off my shoulders. Feels really good. I totally forgot to talk about my pan percentage, and that is such a vital part of this project. So at the beginning of this year, I set myself the goal to hit 12% pan percentage. I recalculated everything at my last update. I was at 11.1%, and I had 70 pans hit. I have since then hit 8 more pans. So happy about that. So I'm now at 78 pans hit, and I have a total of 651 eyeshadows. And that means my pan percentage for the end of 2024 is 12.0%. I have just made it. It's the perfect moment to end this project. And of course, I will be setting a new pan percentage goal for next year, but we shall see that all in January. Let's get back into the video. And here's a swatch of the shadow called Crease from the Natasha Ayana 5 eyeshadow palette. And of course I've got that blended over my crease again today. The next shadow comes from an Essence palette from the Welcome to Miami eyeshadow palette. and I selected a purple plummy type of matte shadow. It's the second shadow in the palette, doesn't have a name. At my last update I was at 7 uses. I've used it 4 more times since my previous update. I'm now at a total of 11 uses. Maybe there's a little bit of a dip beginning to form, but again, nowhere near pan. Only 11 uses. I'm alright with it. It's on my outer corner today. I have enjoyed it, but yeah, you know, what do I need to say? At this point in the year, I'm of course trying to finish as much of my Pan That palette as possible. And here's that swatched for you. Final shadow is a pressed glitter, a pink pressed glitter called Libertine, and it only rolled in at my last update. It's from the Revolution Pro New Neutral Passion palette, and I have managed to use that 3 times. So again, no pan, but I can see that the dip has, you know, it's definitely there, it's visible. Maybe it's gotten a little bit lower as well. I've got it all over my mobile lids right now, just applied with a finger as a little topper type thing. I have enjoyed it. There's definitely fallout. I noticed that when I put my concealer under my eyes. I don't mind that with like a gold or a silver. With a pink, it's definitely a little bit more strange looking. Maybe that's why I've only got 3 uses on it. So here it is on my finger. I think it's gonna look a lot nicer there than on my arm. But oh yeah, no, not too bad actually. It is a really pretty shade of pink. And although this is the finale of this project, I'm still gonna continue to work on the Essence Welcome to Miami palette because I'm trying to hit pan in this beautiful pink shimmer shadow that's actually really similar in tone to that Libertine Revolution shade. The Passion palette, however, by Revolution Pro, I won't be looking at that anymore until, who knows, whenever it gets rolled into another project. But not for now. I have really been enjoying this color story. I have been enjoying putting these 2 eyeshadow projects together. I'm going to continue to be doing that for next year. I'd love for you to subscribe to follow me along on this journey. Thank you so, so much. And yeah, excited to show you what plans I've got for my intro. I've got a little bit of a twist. I want to bring like a 3rd project into this. You will find out. I'm not sure I'm going to stick to 7 shadows. I would like to see more goals met, more juicy pan expansions, more pans hit. I'm probably going to change how I do vetoes as well. Yeah, let's all find out what that is in January. Thank you so, so much for watching all the way until the end. I hope you're having a lovely, lovely rest of your day or night, wherever you are. And I'm sending you so much love. Take care. Bye.